Karl Urban's son told him to not F it up when he was cast as Johnny Cage. Let's talk about it. Karl Urban was not who many of us expected to get cast as Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2. While Urban is known for adapting to a wide variety of roles, he's a risky choice for Johnny, a character who many fans are desperate to see done justice after he was absent from the first film entirely. Turns out Karl Urban is well aware of all expectations going into Mortal Kombat 2 because his sons warned him about them as soon as he was cast. In fact, as fans of the games, they had a simple message for their dad: don't F it up. Well, once this movie comes out next month, they're going to cast their doubts to the side and witness how brilliant their dad as Johnny Cage will become in the next few years. Urban shared this story at a press conference for Mortal Kombat 2 attended by The Gamer. Here he explained how it went down when he found out he was cast in the film. I remember when I got cast, I said to my two sons who actually played the game, which was my first introduction to the world of Mortal Kombat, "Hey guys, I'm going to be Johnny." Urban recalls, they were like, "Oof, big fan base, don't F it up." Urban admits that he felt the pressure, but that he redirected that into immersing himself in the role. He did this by learning about both Mortal Kombat and its real world influences, which included going to a karate tournament in New Zealand to get a feel for it, and then reading up on Johnny as a character. Interestingly, while he did bring what he learned about Johnny into his performances, it sounds like this will be a very different version of the character. I mean, when you think about it, Johnny Cage is one of the most beloved and iconic characters, as well as all the other characters in Mortal Kombat, right? At least his sons are aware of the fan base, but I have a gut feeling once this movie comes out next month, they're going to regret downing their father, as well as fans who are going to regret they're hateful towards an older person playing a character, not knowing that he's not going to be the same Johnny Cage as he was in all of the games, someone who was young in his 30s and stuff like that. But this is the older Johnny Cage who was old, washed up, that had prime in the 90s, that can't keep up to what everybody has going for today. So I kind of like the approach of what they're going for in this movie. He's an old, washed up movie star that had it going on in the 90s and he just couldn't barely keep up anymore. And you see all of that in the trailer, and you're going to see a lot of more, all of that in the film as well. So at least Urban knows that his sons are big Mortal Kombat fans and he's familiar with. And like I said, they're going to regret their doubt on their dad playing Johnny Cage. I was investing time and energy into the world of Mortal Kombat, and looking at everything in all of the games was canon, he explains. Jeremy Slater, writer, did a wonderful job because he didn't write a character that was fueled by so much ego. This is a very dispirited character, which was a very smart choice because it gave not only me but the audience somewhere to go with the character. It gave it a journey. The other there really goes to show you that, Jeremy Slater is one of the best writers for this film, and he's a big fan of this game, and he's the reason why I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat 3, which is confirmed by New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers. They're so confident that this movie is going to end up doing so well in the box office that they're going to give it an official green light. And once this movie is out, it makes its money in the box office, they can just get the ball rolling and just get cracking, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. This was backed up by Jeremy Slater himself later on, who says they felt the need to change Johnny's starting point in the movie so he could have a character arc. And rightfully so, because you're going to see him go through all of that. And I would have loved to see him use his Arcana as far as like using the green glowing energy like he does in the games. Maybe we're not going to see it, but it'll probably be similar to how he was in Mortal Kombat 1 without the green energy. So, who knows? I think traditionally, if you look at the way Johnny's been used in a lot of Mortal Kombat, he's been a comic relief. Slater says, he's never really the hero. He's never really been the focal point. All he will be in the movie, him, Katana, as well as the new characters that were missing from the first movie. We decided earlier on, let's really go on a journey with this guy. Let's century this story around him, and in order to do that, you have to sort of reinvent the character a little bit. You have to start him in a different place. He continues. In some other games, he's the biggest movie star on the planet. And when you start a character from that spot, it doesn't leave them a lot of room to grow or evolve or achieve any sort of goals or dreams, versus starting Johnny from a little bit more of a vulnerable position. A guy who maybe had it all at one point and then lost it. Now it's sort of seeing all slip through his fingers. And you kind of seen that in the trailer when it first came out last year. But I feel like at some point nowadays, you're starting to see more and more information about this character in the movie when it comes to the trailers, because they're giving you more in depth into his character, into his life before he got his powers in Mortal Kombat, if you play the games. So they're playing it a different version, they're playing it safe here, which I don't mind them doing at all. So yeah, Johnny Cage is going to be the best part about this movie. Trust me, trust and believe. Slater says this helped make Johnny easier to relate to, although it is worth highlighting that Johnny was pretty much the lead in the first Mortal Kombat film adaptation all the way back in '95 as well. Here, he was just as ignorant as he was in the game. Obsessed with this image and fame, but he was also dope into joining the Mortal Kombat tournament to boost his career. So it might not be too different from what Slater has written here. We'll have to see if Slater and Urban have nailed this version of the character ourselves when Mortal Kombat 2 hits theaters next month. And like I said, this is one of, if not everyone's most anticipated movie of 2026, because this might be a true Mortal Kombat reboot, unlike the first one from 2021. This one feels like an actual Mortal Kombat film, and looking back at it now, I can see why a lot of people did not like the first movie. But at the same time, this movie has everything that the first movie didn't. You know, more characters, more fights, more story driven, more dramatic moments. The stakes are higher, and yeah, it's pretty much a lot to look forward to in Mortal Kombat 2 as a fan of the game and the franchise as a whole. So yeah, shout outs to this person. I'm not gonna pronounce your name because I suck at it. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know. Article will be down below.